Hi everyone, and welcome to today's reading. I just want to do like a general energy check-in today to see what the energy for the Twin Flame Collective looks like. I'm really just wanting to use my Kipper deck today. I'm just being drawn to it, so I will definitely make use of these. I hope you all are doing well. I'm still getting unpacked here. So just a few quick announcements for those of you who are already on my Instagram. You will have seen this announcement already, and for those of you who might be new, my reading turnaround times are now within a week. Before they used to be like same day or next day at the latest. But because there's so many more of you, which I'm so grateful for, it's getting really hard for me to keep up with all of those bookings. So if anyone wants a reading the same day, there's a $25 additional fee. Otherwise, you'll get it within the week. So that is pretty much the only change that is happening so far. Just wanted to update you guys on that. So if anyone wants a personal reading with me, just go to my Instagram. The handle will be in the video description box, and check out the highlight titled services. So all the readings I currently offer, prices, booking instructions, all of that is already there. And if you're interested in my Twin Flame Manifestation affirmations, check out the highlight titled affirmations for reviews from my clients there. And you can purchase those as well if you're interested via my Instagram. So without further ado, I'm going to give my Kipper cards a shuffle here and see what does the energy in the Twin Flame Collective look like right now at this time. As I shuffle, you all can set your own intentions for this reading, either in your mind, out loud, or in the comments, however it feels good to you. Main male, okay, so divine masculine energy and message. Okay guys, immediately we're seeing that communication is coming in. For the divine feminines in the collective who have been waiting to hear from their counterparts, it looks like this is a time when obstacles are being overcome in order to bring this communication in. And I feel like Leo season has been a huge catalyst in this process to allow for the overcoming of obstacles. The divine masculines are stepping into their power. We have the official person card at the bottom of the deck. So definitely some exciting things happening here. Let's ask the romance angels here what other messages we need to know before we go to the tarot to clarify. So what other messages do we need to hear? Romance angels. Children, inner child wounds are also being healed at this time. I do feel like the inner child wounds have been a big part of the obstacles that have been keeping communication from coming in. And this Leo season, these inner child wounds are definitely being healed, especially on the masculine side of things. Any other obstacles? We have religious factors at the bottom of the deck. So if there were cultural or religious factors, belief systems, family dynamic, like requirements or traditional requirements or beliefs, if there was anything like that that was standing in the way, all of those obstacles are actively being overcome, is what we are seeing here. So I'm going to go to the Rider-Waite Tarot first to take a look at the Divine Masculine headspace. Actually, I'm being guided to the Tarot of New Vision. I don't think I've ever used this on my YouTube, so this is a very interesting deck. You actually get to see the backside of every tarot card to see what's happening behind all of the traditional Rider-Waite images. So the fact that I'm being guided to this deck tells me that the divine masculines are really shifting perspective here. Like, new vision is really standing out to me. So there is definitely a significance here, some significant messages that want to be brought forth via this deck. So first is the divine masculine headspace spirit. Yeah, we have the death card, rebirth. So old ways of thinking are officially being crossed over. And as I said that, I'm really being drawn to the horse actually stepping over this individual who seems to be dead on the ground. So that dead individual to me represents outdated belief systems, outdated fears or logic that was keeping the divine masculine stagnant in the past are now actively being crossed over. In my third eye, I'm being shown the Six of Wands card, which is the victory card, which also symbolizes obstacles being overcome. Here we have it, you guys, Knight of Chalices. This is someone actively coming in with some sort of offer. And Cups usually is, you know, it has to do with the emotions. So it's not unreasonable to expect that there is some kind of a love offer coming in for the divine feminines from the masculine in the collective. Here we have a divine feminine washing her hair in this card down here, if you guys can see. To me, this is really indicating that the divine feminine is also clean, like she's more conscious about clearing her energy right now. You know, water is actually one of the best ways to clear your energy. And if you're ever feeling like you can't get stuff done, you're not focused enough, taking a cleansing shower is really a good way to kind of get yourself moving here. But this here is symbolic of how the divine feminine is actively trying to not fixate on her twin flame connection. She's trying to focus on other things, on creative projects, on herself, you know, on work, whatever it is, because she knows, intuitively, she knows that her masculine is coming in. And she does not want to be sitting there, you know, counting down whilst she waits. What she wants to do is keep herself occupied and make sure that she's ready for him to come into her life. That there's enough heartbreak that's been had in this connection, right? So what I'm also getting is that this divine feminine is afraid of heartbreak again. Like, she feels like her masculine is coming in. Intuitively, she knows that the time is near, but she's also trying so hard not to think about it because she's afraid. There's some what ifs going on in her mind here. And, you know, I'm really being drawn to the fact that in this particular card, you can see like there's a dark cloud over the heart and it's just raining down. So really, I'm feeling like this divine feminine is trying to avoid reactivating that dark cloud over her head, which is why she's actually avoiding thinking about the masculine's next move or the fact that, you know, he's due to come in right now. I'm gonna go to the Hidden Truth Oracle, Flaming Roses Hidden Truth Oracle. This is a beautiful deck by Jennifer Aquarius Tarot. You can purchase these on her Etsy store, but I want to get a little bit more insight into the heart space here with this deck. The love is still there, yes. So for anyone who might be doubting or who just cannot tune into the 5D enough to feel their counterpart's love at this time, Spirit just really wants to reassure you that the love is still there. twin flame connections, you guys, really stand the test of time, and they are often tested over time, you know. That's why the Four of Wands card not only signifies union, it also signifies a strong and stable foundation. So that is something that the twin flame collective needs to remind themselves of, that this connection did not begin to exist in this lifetime. It's been around for multiple lifetimes. Yeah. Anxiety worrisome and be wise invest. So basically what I'm hearing is drop your anxieties and invest that energy back into yourself, which the divine feminines are truly actively doing. And whilst the feminines are focusing on themselves and pulling their energy back, the masculines are really being guided and pushed by both their higher selves and the universe toward their feminine. And the feminines are truly helping the masculine by not hyperfixating on their next move or the expectation, by really just drawing in her energy and keeping it to herself. Like, this allows the masculine to seek her out rather than just energetically feeling her there and drawing comfort from that energy and being stagnant in their 3D situation. So by pulling your energy back, divine feminines, you're actually doing yourself and your masculine a really great favor. Yeah, see here we have the Three of Pentacles, teamwork. You are actually working together with your masculine by pulling your energy back, and the masculine is also thinking in terms of teamwork right now, because there are many like financial goals, life goals that this masculine desires to achieve greatly, but he's realizing that he needs his divine feminine to help him manifest those things. He's realizing that nor is it possible for him to do everything by himself, and nor is it satisfying for him to do everything by himself. So these are the thoughts in his headspace. He's grounding. This process throughout the rest of the month of July, which isn't long, it's like 2 more days, the masculine will be in his grounding process to just finalize the release of everything that doesn't serve him anymore, to be able to actively step over this obstacle and to get to where he wants to be, to offer his feminine what he desires to offer. We have the moon at the bottom of the deck, so this straight away to me indicates that there is a lot that's still unknown for both the feminines and the masculines. You know, there is a lot that it's hard to intuitively pick up on for some divine feminines about what may be going on, but I get the sense that some divine feminines also kind of don't want to know right now. They're just like, whatever happens, happens. I need to stop hyperfixating on this, and I need to focus on myself and give myself what I need here. So that is actually really empowering, beautiful energy. Here we have it. See, the feminines are balancing their emotions and their logic. The masculines are also coming into balance with their emotions and their logic as they're grounding. And just the fact that there's this bird coming in here, it really, every time I see birds, it's a message coming in. There's some sort of message that's on its way. And we got the message card here from the Kipper deck earlier. So double confirmation. There is some sort of communication regarding a love offer that is coming in from the masculines. And here we have the King of Chalices, or the King of Cups, you guys. This is beautiful counterpart energy here. This is a very kind, a very nurturing, you know, not just a counterpart, but somebody who would also make a great parent. So as I said before, the divine masculine is grounding, and he's grounding in a way that's preparing him for a future and a family with this feminine. His growth process, his inner child healing is actually allowing him to step more deeply into the masculine power that's going to make him a great father in the future. This is really beautiful energy, you guys. So now, okay, I think that's pretty good for the masculine headspace here. I want to go to my Everyday Witch Tarot to get some insights on the divine feminine side of things. I want to know the divine feminine headspace. Let's see here. Spirit, what else do we need to know about the divine feminine headspace right now? The Chariot. So here we have it. The divine feminines, as I said earlier, are really thinking or trying not to think about her masculine coming in with communication. She knows that it's coming. Intuitively, she's very sure of it. Her ego mind does drive her into fear at times, and she's trying so hard to avoid this fear that sometimes this feminine really doesn't know where to place her focus, like how to get out of that fearful state and just be able to focus on herself like she's trying so hard to do. It is a struggle. I can sense that very strongly here, but I do feel like this feminine is winning. I feel the more that I tap into this energy, I feel like she is able to ground herself in a way that she's never been able to in the past as far as this connection is concerned. The Fool. Yes. So this divine feminine is actually taking a leap of faith here by not checking in on her masculine's energy. Some feminines are very intuitive, some are readers themselves, and they, you know, typically might pull cards or get, you know, little quick readings here and there. But this particular feminine that I'm tapping into is trying so hard to not do any of those things, to not read her masculine's energy and just allow things to unfold naturally. I keep hearing trust over and over again. So I really feel like this divine feminine is finally learning to trust the divine timing of her twin flame connection. The Emperor. I think intuitively she also realizes that because this is a twin flame connection, she can actually trigger her counterpart into his divine masculine or emperor energy if she more consciously steps into her empress energy. So truly, she's, just like we saw with the Three of Pentacles earlier, really trying so hard to work with her masculine to do whatever is in her power to really help him step into his power so that he can be there for her. Exactly here, the Ten of Wands. She wants to help him release his baggage by actively working on releasing her baggage. All of the burdens that had been weighing each party down, each party, you know, had their own burdens to carry, and that needed to be released, and that probably had, you know, overstayed their welcome. The divine feminine is now actively trying to step in and help her masculine release those things by placing focus on herself. The Star. So this is beautiful energy, you guys, that the feminine knows that by doing this, her wish will be granted. Her wish for communication and a love offer from her masculine is to be granted. I keep hearing faded, and I keep seeing like a red string in my third eye as I'm doing this reading. And as I put the card down, I just got drawn to this red up here. So that is really, really indicative of, you know, the red string of fate that binds us together. This divine feminine is really just trying so hard to trust fate, that, you know, things are going to happen as they are meant to. And she's trying so hard not to worry. And some days, you know, I do feel like she may get triggered a little bit, but she has gained so much more power over her emotions that she doesn't let those triggers set in. She actually just shifts her focus onto something else. Yeah, the Five of Wands, mental conflict. She's able to redirect her thoughts, redirect her mind to some place that's not in this conflicted space, so she can be productive with it, because she knows her wish fulfillment is on its way. The Magician, you guys, yes, she's actively in her manifesting power. This is actually the true divine feminine energy right now, is the Magician. She is actively manifesting this main male, or this divine masculine, to communicate with her. And she's doing it in all the right ways. She has worked so hard to release her chaser energy. I love this, you guys. The Sun. This is, you know, like hope, positivity, a positive mindset, just positive energy, everything you could desire, pretty much. This is what the divine feminine is actively working on manifesting, and she's succeeding. I'm really seeing that she's succeeding. If you see the Magician, you can actually see the magic actively, the energies at work in this Magician's hands. And that is what the divine feminine is actually doing. She is actually manifesting through her magic. This beautiful divine feminine has worked so hard and has come such a long ways. She should be so proud of herself. Seven of Cups. There was a lot on her mind before, and a lot of what was on her mind was also telepathically picked up from her divine masculine. So many options, so many choices, so many major decisions to make. And that is a lot of what was worrying this feminine, that was weighing her down like a burden, because she was afraid of what her masculine might choose. And now look at this shift, you guys. Look at this beautiful shift here. She is actively manifesting her wish fulfillment through staying in a positive vibrational state. Vibration and alignment are everything, you guys. When you are manifesting something, you don't want to keep going into the 3D world and digging up the seed to see if it's actually growing, if it's germinating. You just have to trust that it is. Just like when you plant a seed, if you keep digging up the earth to see if that seed has started to germinate, you're probably going to kill it before it can. And manifestations are also kind of, you know, work in a similar way, where you can't keep testing it or checking up on it like that. This divine feminine has decided to rest and rejuvenate, to allow her masculine that time and space to rest and rejuvenate, so he can be ready to come in. She can be in her Queen of Wands, or that beautiful, sexy, enticing, powerful energy of hers, in her power. When her masculine returns, the Six of Cups is somebody returning from the past. It's also all about nostalgia. So she knows that her divine masculine in her heart and her soul is always there. They share a plane in the 5D where only the two of them exist, and they can always exchange energy, communicate telepathically. They have an unbreakable bond, a connection. And the Six of Cups really truly emphasizes this message, that this masculine is actively in the process of coming back, and he will be back very, very soon, you guys. I do feel like for some of you, the month of August will be quite a significant surprise as far as the manifestation of communication. If you are in a completely no contact situation, for some of you in the month of August, you might finally get that long-awaited communication after years of waiting. Judgment. This is fated, guys. This is fated. This isn't something that you can do and then undo. It's just fate. This is why twin flame connections are divinely guided and protected. It's just something that you have to realize over time, because when you're in the thick of the heartache, when you're in the thick of feeling like the dark cloud is over your head, like we saw in the Three of Swords card earlier, it's really hard to see that. But this is what Spirit really wants to emphasize here, is don't feel like you're doomed, because nothing, if the good didn't last forever, neither will the bad, right? So the good has to come back at some point. Justice will be served, balance will be regained. And this also speaks to having a more balanced connection in the future with your counterpart. So now, that was the divine feminine headspace. We looked at the divine masculine headspace. Let's take a look at their heart space. We'll go back to the masculine here with the Tarot of New Vision, and we'll see what comes through, Spirit. What is in the divine masculine heart space at this time? Okay, I'm being told to take all these cards. Wow, okay. So, as I said, right, obstacles are being overcome, and this masculine is actively in the process of coming back. Divine intervention is taking place here. The Tower. Whatever stagnant energy was remaining in the masculine heart space is now being actively uprooted through divine intervention. A cycle is completing, you guys. This is actively completing. We got the Star twice in the previous deck and in this one. Wish fulfillment, for the sake of wish fulfillment. What cycle is completing? Karmic and emotional baggage being released. Anything that the masculine was kind of hanging on to, whether it was for appearances or because they felt lost and confused about how to release it in the first place, or they just didn't have the guts to release it in the first place, it is now through divine intervention being forcefully released. And this is going to lead to that wish fulfillment. This divine masculine is re-entering, well, not re-entering, no, I'm being corrected. He's coming out of this hermit mode that he has been in and out of for so long. And the Empress, the divine feminine, is the strongest energy in his heart space. The confusion, the feeling lost, the not knowing what to do is all being overpowered by desire for this divine feminine. That's really beautiful energy, you guys. And here we have justice again. The energy in the masculine heart space also is being rebalanced. Just as we saw even in the previous deck, a lot of these cards that are showing up are mirrored, which confirms that this is a true divinely guided and protected twin flame connection. Ace of Wands, a passionate new beginning, you guys. Anything, I'm just hearing a divine masculine step in to say that anything that was stagnant, anything that made you feel bored while you were waiting, I'm coming in with a renewal, with a passionate renewal. We are going to bring a rebirth to this connection. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the wheel. Times are turning in favor of our connection. Everything is turning in favor of this connection, you guys. This is such beautiful energy. Now I'm going to look into the divine feminine heart space. I really, really like what's coming out here, especially for the heart space. Spirit, what do we need to know about the divine feminine heart space at this time? Two of Swords and the Moon. So in her heart space, the divine feminine is still kind of confused about how it's all going to play out. There's a lot that she cannot see, and it's giving her some anxiety, but she's trying to just close her eyes and take her best shot with whatever she's got. This is what allows this feminine to really step into her power, to not know everything that's going on in the physical 3D with her masculine, and to still just, with that blindfold, try to shoot her shot. This feminine is ascending through this process even further into her power. Five of Swords. So again, in her heart space, this divine feminine is kind of ruminating on the mental battles that her masculine has been fighting internally. And that's also a cause of her anxiety, is that she doesn't know, if he's going to overcome those mental battles or give in. She doesn't know what's going to happen, so it's kind of making her worried, but she's trying to just stay focused here. Even with a blindfold, she's just trying to stay focused, I hear a divine feminine saying, I can't see what's ahead of me, I just have to believe. Because at this point, there's really nothing else she can do. She just has to believe that her counterpart is coming back, and she's intuitively feeling it, and she's really being guided by spirit to trust that intuition. Don't fall into the toxic old thought patterns that you worked so hard to overcome. Trust your intuition and know that what's meant for you is coming to you. The High Priestess. Yes, trust your intuition. Know that what you're feeling after you clear your energy is trying to communicate a message from the universe, from your guides, your angels, from spirit, from God to you. Clear your energy, listen to that inner voice, and trust your intuition. See if there's one final card that wants to come out for the divine feminine heart space here. The Hanged Man. This divine feminine, even in her heart space, is gaining further enlightenment through this process of anxiety and standing in her power in the unknown. By not giving in to her old patterns, she's really gaining a strong sense of enlightenment here about life, about this entire journey. And this is how the ascension process is completed, you guys. That is such a beautiful energy. I don't know why so many cards are like just falling out today. Anything else, Spirit? The Lovers and the Nine of Pentacles. This divine feminine has made her choice to be the Nine of Pentacles, this independent, strong, beautiful woman. She has actively made this choice to be in her power. And that is exactly what's helping her bring this in. This is why we saw earlier that the divine feminine is the magician right now. She is actively manifesting her desires, her masculine, her desired communication from her masculine, and the desired offer, her desired offer from her masculine into her life. This is such beautiful energy, you guys. I'm absolutely in love with everything that came out during this reading. I kind of want to check the energy of the connection, like what's going on between the two. I'll go back to my Kipper deck. What is the current energy of the connection, Spirit? What is going on between the feminine and the masculine at this time? Great fortune. You're entering very fortunate times for love, for romance, for your connection. This is a huge confirmation that obstacles will be overcome, are being overcome, and many have already been overcome. This is beautiful confirmation of that. Bottom of the deck, we have thoughts. Both the counterparts are thinking of each other, but I do sense that the masculine energy right now is focusing more on the feminine than the feminine energy is focusing on the masculine at this time. And that's actually a good thing, because that's what's going to allow the masculine to come in. I'm hearing some masculines are extremely stressed in the collective, and this could just have to be with, you know, dealing with their day-to-day life, like maybe just really busy lifestyles, not getting enough rest. But the anxiety in the masculine collective is quite high right now. We got child here again. But with this particular energy, what I'm feeling is that this time when these counterparts come back together, it's for the sake of building a family. It's for the sake of that stable foundation, that Four of Wands energy that we spoke about. Courtship, yes, that love offer, that new newness, that rebirth to the connection that we saw earlier. And oh gosh, you guys, I didn't even see this. I just saw this now. The Empress is at the bottom of the deck over here too. We had the Empress come out in this deck earlier when we were looking at the masculine heart space. The Empress on the bottom of the deck here that we use for the divine feminines. Any false persons, false connections, like karmic connections, are cycling themselves out. And for the most part, I sense that they are mostly gone. Those karmic cycles are mostly gone. It's just some lingering 3D stuff that needs to resolve itself is really the energy that I'm getting. But that was such beautiful energy for today's reading, you guys. I do hope that you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for joining me here. I look forward to seeing you all on Instagram as well. If you desire a personal reading from me, that's the place to do it. And as I said earlier, the handle will be in the video description box below. So I hope to see you there, but if not, I will definitely talk to you all again in the next reading video. Have a beautiful night.